show you guys how to do a stipple brush. These are the kind of stipples. You got this kind of brush. This is a big tech stippling brush, or a little one like this. This one's good for ceilings or really flat type of stipples. I don't really use this one too much, but I do have it for some jobs. I just use a regular brush like this. They sell them at Home Depot, Lowe's. Basic brush. You just get your mud, you mix it, just regular joint compound. Sometimes you got to mix it a little thinner, but I don't want to make a mess, so I'm going to keep the mud fairly thick. What I usually do is I just do dipping pattern. I just take my brush, dip it in the mud a couple times. I don't want it dripping full of mud. I don't want to make a big mess. So what you do is you just take the brush and you put a lot on. I do it a couple patterns, and then I just spread it out, spread it out, spread it out. And you keep working the mud until you get the thickness that you want. This texture is usually not that thick, so you got to take it and spread it out. Spread it out, spread it out, spread it out. Sometimes you can twirl it, twist it, do that. There's all kinds of different techniques, so you just find the technique that looks best or whatever you're trying to match in a person's home. The reason I'm doing this video today, because I worked in a house today that was from 1958, and this was the type of texture they had. So we don't use it a lot, but it is out there. Mostly houses in the late 50s, early 60s, before they did the spray knockdowns. But it's a very easy do-it-yourselfer type texture, just with a brush and a box of mud, and you can cover a lot of ground quickly. It is messy, so put down plastic, and then when you're done with it, you clean up your tools right away, or you just soak this in a water bucket overnight and then clean it out real thoroughly the next day and just let it dry, and then you can put it back. I've had this thing probably for 5 years, so they're durable and they last a long time. That's a basic stipple texture, and that's all we do. Thank you. Stipple we usually wash up. This is my washout area at my personal home, because a lot of job sites I go to, I don't like to wash up at the job sites. I don't like to make a mess. So I got a nice little washout area I've been using for 10 years now. The plants are doing all right, so it doesn't kill plants. There's gypsum in it, which is good for some plants. But I'm gonna wash out the brush. Go through and wash it out. It's just like washing a paintbrush. You wanna make sure you get it nice and thoroughly. Wash it up really good. Tap it out. There you go, nice clean brush. The rest of my tools, I always take my stomper at the end of the job. I like to hose out everything, clean up my tools, keep it clean. Keep everything nice and clean as you work. Drywall is a messy trade, so we clean as we go. Same with the bucket. My bucket's still good for the next job. I like to just clean the sides up. And I usually just pour out a little bit, and I just want a little bit of water on top. They just call that capping the bucket. You keep everything clean, keep yourself clean, keep the job site clean. That's the name of the game, is just to do clean work, especially if you're going into customers' homes or you're doing your own home. Just keep it clean. Water, the hose is your friend. Nice strong hose, a water bucket, clean water bucket, nice workstation, clean out area. That's the best thing for drywall, is a nice clean out area. But that's about it. I'll keep posting videos on different type of textures and useful tips that you guys can use to do projects at your own expense without having to pay someone to do it. But drywall is a skilled trade, so if you do want to hire someone, always use a licensed contractor. Thank you. Got my truck, put everything away. Got my clean brush. I usually just let it dry overnight. You always have a nice lid. Put it on your mud that you put water on to save the mud for the next project. Put the lid on it, a little bit of water on top. It'll last for a long time. I put it back in my truck. Put it back in my truck. As you can tell, I'm a drywaller. I work every day, so I'm not just making up these videos as I go along. This is what I do every day. I got my tools, I got my keys, got my ladders. Messy, dirty truck, because this is a messy trade. And this is stuff you can buy at Home Depot, Lowe's. Basic brush like this. This is the one I use the most. Sometimes some guys like to flatten out the brushes, but they're pretty good and they're durable brushes. You can put a pole in it, extension pole, so you can reach ceilings, higher point areas, or keep the mud away from you. It is a messy texture, but it is easy to do, and anyone can learn in 5 minutes.